Again, I'm Dr. Aajay Shah. I'm doing this happiness interactive workshop, and this is segment number 17. Please watch segment 1 to 16 on YouTube, and this is segment number 17. It starts with a great quote from Helen Keller: "The joy is the holy fire that keeps our purpose warm and our intelligence aglow." A great quote from Helen Keller. Again, that brings us to our next important topic: what makes us happy? And that's a role of meaning and well-being. Again, if you remember PERMA, I hope PERMA by now you know by heart. PERMA again stands for positive emotions, E for engagement, R for relationship, M for meaning and purpose, and A for achievement. So now we're going to be talking about meaning and purpose, role of meaning and purpose in well-being. People with purpose are happier, and you should have your daily purpose. When you wake up in the morning, you should know why you're waking up today. What are you going to do today? What is your purpose of the day? You should have your weekly purpose, your yearly purpose, and your life purpose. And that concept in Japanese language is called ikigai. We'll cover ikigai in the next slide. People with purpose have very low chance of suicide. People who have purpose actually don't think of killing themselves. So have purpose in life. People with purpose live very long. They live very healthy. People with purpose also have a quicker recovery from any illness. People with purpose have better marriage, better physical health. And make a habit of thinking for about 30 seconds to 1 minute every morning when you wake up. What is your today's purpose? What are you going to achieve today? That brings us to the concept of ikigai, essentially what meaning and purpose is in Japanese language. And this is a great Venn diagram. It starts with ikigai in the center and essentially circles around the 4 circles. The 4 intersecting circles is what you love, again, what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. So again, what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, because it's important we get paid for, and what the world needs. And when you have these 4 circles intersecting each other, it creates passion, it creates mission, it creates vocation, and it creates profession. And when all 4 circles totally intersect each other, it creates ikigai, or purpose or the meaning. So I want all of us to have all 4 circles: what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. All 4 circles intersect and create ikigai for all of us. Great concept. I try to live by myself. And the next concept is called psychological immunity. This is a great new concept. It says that we all are psychologically immune. Just like we are immune to many viral infections, many bacterial infections, we are immune to some of the cancers, same way we have psychological immunity. That means we all have psychological immunity. Even the most negative events in our life, typically we overcome with it. And that's because of our psychological immunity. And sometimes in life, when we are in the most difficult situation, we think this is end of our life. We are totally doomed for next 30, 40 years. But fortunately, we always overcome. And that's because of our psychological immunity. And fortunately, our cultures, our religions, and different philosophies, our own philosophy we follow, have built-in customs to overcome adversity. So this is a great concept of psychological immunity. And that brings the next concept of psychological immunization. Again, just like when you go to see your doctor, they give you vaccine like immunization. There's a new theory that all doctors, all providers, all psychologists, all the life coaches should give us the psychological immunization. If you receive psychological immunization, you will have higher PERMA score, less mental illness, less suicide, better physical health, better material success. So one day, in my opinion, medical community and life coach will provide you psychological immunization. Again, that brings us to the next laundry list of all the factors that can make you happy. Sunlight, one of the important factor, get out in the sun. People who live in a sunny belt, sunny area have less chance of depression, less chance of seasonal affective disorder. So get out in the sun as much as possible. Obviously, get enough vitamin D by sunlight. If not, take vitamin D supplement. People with adequate vitamin D level has a less chance of depression, more chance of happiness. Have adequate omega-3, adequate omega-3. Eat whole food plant-based diet, whole food plant-based diet. Eating healthy food also gives you higher chance of happiness by keeping you healthy, not just physically, mentally also. Actually, there's a great book called Fast Food Genocide by my favorite author, Joe Furman. In that book, he clearly says that there are more chances of depression, more chances of mental illness for the people who eat processed food. So again, what we eat also gives us more joy, more happiness. So less animal products, less processed food. Also have a mental venting mechanism for the people you trust. Somebody you can talk to, somebody you can put your head on the shoulder, somebody you can go and cry if necessary. So again, have a trustworthy people where you can go and vent out. Reach out to psychological counseling as needed. Very important, we go to a professional psychologist or psychiatrist and get the counseling. Obviously, get on the medication if you feel you're suffering from mental illness. Very important. The next concept is knowing the difference between need, want, and how to. For example, I need food. I obviously need food. All of us need food. Want means I want certain food. Like, for example, I want a cookie. Not a good thing to do, but I want. And then I have to have that. Again, start with the need if you can. Some wanting is fine, but definitely don't get into what I have to. Like, I don't have to have cookie, because then you are into an addiction state. And setting appropriate goals. This is again a big concept in Stoic philosophy, that set the goals which are healthy goals, goals you can achieve. Don't set unrealistic goals. And again, self-care is not selfish. Taking care of yourself gives you more happiness, more joy. So don't think that if you take care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, you are becoming selfish. Just like when you fly, lately we're not flying. When you fly, it says that put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Same way, self-care is first. Have enough spiritual practice, have enough religious practice. Obviously, I'm not a very religious person, but I strongly still a Hindu person. People in Christianity, in Islam, in Judaism, in Buddhism have a strong religious practice. Minimally be a spiritual person. Also, balancing eustress and rest, and cycling them in a proper way. Eustress is the stress which is a healthy amount of stress, because we need some stress to be at our maximum potential. And I call it eustress. Eustress means a healthy stress, and then having a rest. So again, cycling eustress or a healthy stress and rest in a row makes you the most successful, most happy person. Again, raising your adversity quotient, we already talked about it. Forgiveness is very important. I have a separate video on YouTube on forgiveness. It's about 20-30 minute long video. Please watch that video on YouTube. Forgiveness is very important. People who know how to forgive are internal happier people. Also, balance of perfect life versus optimal life. People who are perfectionists have a very high chance of becoming unhappy, having mental illness. So have an optimal life, not necessarily a perfect life. We already talked about increasing your vagal tone. I have a separate video on how to improve your vagal tone. There's another concept of maintaining a good posture, very important. Matter of fact, there's a Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules, a great book. The first rule is having a good posture. Overcome your fears, make a list of your fears, and try to see if you can overcome. The next concept is mimicking the people who are happy, observing them, and knowing what makes them happy, and learning from them what can make you happy also. Definitely having more laughter and smiles. Watching comedy movies will have a higher chance of making you happy. Again, laughter is the best medicine. You can see the biggest laugh, biggest joy, biggest happiness on this kid's face. Again, this concludes our segment. It brings us to a reflection of this segment. It says that, do you get enough sunlight? Get in enough sunlight. If you don't have access to sunlight, you can buy 10,000 lux light, 10,000 lux light, and expose yourself to 10,000 lux light. I have 10,000 lux light at home. I typically get myself in that light every morning. Do you take your omega-3 supplement like flaxseed? Who do you need to forgive? Please do that ASAP. Very important for that person and for yourself. What is your life's main purpose? What is this year's purpose or the goal for you? Which one is your favorite comedy movie? And my last question for this segment for you to reflect on is, when did you laugh very hard last time? When was you had a good laugh? When was, hopefully it was yesterday, hopefully it was this week. Again, this concludes our current segment. There are total 20 segments. This is again a marathon happiness seminar. Everything you can ever need to know about happiness. Hopefully you're enjoying it. This will be on YouTube in different segments. This will be also on YouTube in a one large one seminar, so you can listen either way. You can listen again and again. Hopefully you're taking notes. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter. Please like all our social platforms, invite your friends and family, and hopefully you're enjoying it.